If you violate your probation, as you've done in the past, you are then looking at prison.
So this one comes down to whether the defendant is being judged unfairly or whether the record speaks for itself. She tries to shift the focus away from her own choices, but when the judge has the history right in front of him, it kind of tells a story. Pay attention to how methodically that story gets taken apart. My name is Dan. This is the Courtroom Files.
4FH, People State of Michigan versus Amanda Lynn Stephis. Ms. Stephis is here for sentencing. Prosecution and defense was a pre-sentence investigation report timely made available to you.
Was, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge, it was.
And Mr. Price, I'll give you the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Ms. Stephis.
I have, Judge.
Do you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
I do. On the first page, the case number that they listed was 26137-04, and it should be 25, I believe, should be the case number.
Yeah, that's what I have on my file is 25. Okay. All right, anything else?
On that, we find the report accurate, Judge.
Is there anything that you'd like to say on her behalf?
Yes, Judge, her minimum guidelines are 5 months. We're asking the court to consider sentence under the minimum guidelines or credit for time served. She hopes to get released as soon as possible, get out so she can be with her family. She has lifelong family ties in Hesperian and the community. She wants to get out and get back to work, Judge, so that help support her family. She has 3 children.
All right, and Ms. Stephis, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Mr. Price?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
No, Your Honor.
Anything that you want the court to consider?
Yes, sir. Let me see.
You can if you want to. You can sit. It doesn't. Judge is okay if you sit. It's up to you.
I know that my last name is no good. Like, you make it clear that you don't like my last name every time I see you, but
Why do you say that?
every time I see you make a comment about my last name. In Washington County, you said that my last name's no good in that county, and here you said Stephis is from Washington County. I'm very familiar. I don't think that's fair that you put me with them. I'm a lot different than the other Stephis, but I know it doesn't look like that, but I got in trouble one time 6.5 years ago, and I've not been in trouble since. I was with somebody who was committing a crime, and I was not with him when he checked out, when I found out that he was stealing. We got into a fight. If you watch the videos, which I don't think you did, but if you did, you would clearly see that I was crying on the video, and I ended up leaving the store. I don't know. I have a job right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have when I get out. I work with the building inspector of Washington County. And I've had the job for a few years now, and I've done great ever since I got in trouble 6.5 years ago. I'd like you to take that in consideration, please. I've lost my home since I've been here, and I don't want to lose anything else.
So I'm confused, Ms. Stephis. You said that you were in trouble 6.5 years ago, but I see the conviction for driving license suspended 2021 out of Washington County conviction. I see larceny $1,000 more or less than $20,000, malicious destruction of property $1,000 more or less than $20,000. That was pled to larceny $1,000 or more. That was in Montcalm County in 2021.
Okay.
Retail fraud in the second degree, 2022, here in Nuevo County. And then I see this offense in 2025. So explain to me how you haven't been in any trouble in the last 6.5 years.
Okay, sorry, 6 years for the two other, the fraud for, or the larceny charge or retail fraud, 2022. I don't know what that is. I've never been charged for, retail fraud here in this county, never. Not once. I've discussed that with Price in the very beginning of this case. I don't know what that is, but I've never been charged with, retail fraud, ever.
Mr. Zera?
If you give me just a minute, Your Honor, I'll look at her name. So I have a PSI here from Montcalm County from 2022,
Correct.
and that was for larceny, $1,000 or more, but less than 20,000. And what was the date on the?
Well, the offense date was allegedly August 7th, 2022 out of Fremont PD. She was arraigned apparently August 22nd, 2022 at a PR bond, failure to appear for plea and sentencing. October 12th, 2022, and a bench warrant was issued. It's listed her as being on probation at the time of the retail fraud in the second degree here in Nuevo County.
That is correct, Your Honor, and that's confirmed by Lynn. I have it right here. Exactly what you just told me.
Okay. Mr. Welber?
I see it as well. I scored it, Your Honor. I mean, I don't know what the circumstances were, but I do see it on the criminal history.
If
Okay.
that were the case, then wouldn't I have when I have a warrant for a failure to appear?
I don't know.
I mean, if somebody doesn't go to court, they get a warrant for failure to appear, right? It's sitting here, you guys sitting here telling me that, I had court that I missed and I never went to, but I don't have no warrants for it.
It also says that you were that you pled on December 12th, 2024. So initially failed to appear, it says that you were sentenced.
I came here for, a booking fee, Your Honor. It was in front of Judge Drake and he, dismissed it. It was a booking fee.
Okay. What were you booked for?
Well, for retail fraud.
Okay.
But, and again, okay. Okay, Your Honor, I'm sorry. It looks bad because same situation, I was with the same guy and well, he was stealing from Walmart. Like, he stole a canoe.
Okay, so you know something about that.
That's why we had to get into a fight about it in the store. When I realized that he was stealing, I ended up leaving the store. Well, after we got into a fight about it.
All right, anything else that you want to say, man?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Walburn, any additions, corrections, or challenges?
No, Your Honor.
Anything that you want the court to consider?
Our guidelines are what I indicated to the court. We just asked the court to apply the terms of the plea agreement.
Well, you know what we can do, Ms. Stephis, it sounds like you're really saying that you're not guilty of this offense. Like you didn't know that he was stealing and it was all kind of a surprise and shock to you.
I was gonna take it to trial, but I'm not gonna take a chance on going to prison.
Okay.
Especially, and honestly, if you want the truth, the reason why is because of my last name. Because every time I see you, you make a point to say something about my family. And I got scared and I won't take it to trial because of that reason. I just want to get this over with, Your Honor, please.
I don't want to sentence somebody who thinks that they're not guilty.
Would you please sentence me? I didn't want another felony on my record. I'm trying so hard to pull my crap together.
What you're telling me doesn't is inconsistent with what the report says that somebody observed on video.
Yep.
I mean, what the report says is that you and Nicholas were going through the store together, selecting items. And then it specifically says that they went to the lawn and garden department where the pair could be observed as they removed security devices and concealed device is under pallet of merchandise. Was in the secluded area. Amanda Stephis could clearly be observed as she opened the top of the cereal box and looked inside the box. Nicholas then pointed to the security camera and then exited the aisle.
Your Honor, I remember exactly that moment. I was bending over looking at something, and I remember looking up and it doesn't matter, Your Honor. I remember looking up and seeing that the box was open. And I walked over and I opened it up and I seen what you guys were doing, and that's when we got into a fight, and that's when we ended up leaving the aisle because we got into a fight. And then we moved on to different aisles and we're in the Christmas department and we were arguing about it still. I ended up crying and I was walking away and I got into the phone with my kids and I was walking back and forth talking to my children on the phone. And then I ended up, I don't remember everything clearly, it was a while ago, but I ended up leaving the store. I just want to get out and not lose my job and be able to put my crap together. I know you're not going to give me time served, but I beg you to not give me the recommendations either.
All right, the advisory guidelines would suggest a sentence between 5 and 23 months. The courts can exercise my discretion, sentence consistent with the advisory guidelines. Not consistent with the plea agreement in this case, it'd be the sentence of the court. This defendant served 7 months in Nuevo County Jail. I'll give her credit for the 108 days that she's already served. There's a $68 state cost assessment, $130 crime victims' rights fund fee. There is restitution that's going to be joint and several with Nicholas Gale in the amount of $1,498.22 payable to Walmart. The court is going to place you on probation for 2 years. There's a $30 per month probation oversight fee for regular probation, $60 a month for electronic monitoring or tether. The areas that would be addressed appear as highly probable under the core compass needs scale. And Ms. Stephis, regardless of your last name, you will be treated fairly. You have been treated fairly. And if you violate your probation, as you've done in the past, you are then looking at prison. The first thing that you need to do is stop all the nonsense, quit lying to yourself, quit trying to lie to the court, and own what you did and own the decisions that you made. If you can do that, then you can start to change your life. If you don't do that, you're going to say Judge Springstead wasn't fair, the lawyer wouldn't fight for me, the security people lied, I got tricked, I got duped or whatever, but you need to own your decisions. And I don't think that you're going to do that. I think you're going to be back again.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You do have the right to make application for you to appeal your conviction sentence. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court appointed attorney to represent you on appeal. Request for a lawyer to file in the court within 42 days. You also have the right to petition the court for an early discharge of probation. If you successfully complete half your term, the court will give you 90 days from your release from jail to pay your financial assessments.
3 months. And good time. Good time also, so take that one with you if you're going to file an appeal. You have to fill this out. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you.
So, friends, Nuevo County, where Judge Springstead is not a whole lot different from St. Joseph County, where Judge Middleton is. Smaller communities. He probably knows the people. So when he says you're going to be back, which he just did to her, he's got a history and he knows her. I hope she proves him wrong, but you know, this is a community where the judge is probably going to be more connected than most, so he knows the patterns. So hopefully she can rise above. You know, in the end, the problem with blaming other things is that the judge has your record sitting right there in front of him. He didn't seem focused to me on her last name. He seemed focused more on her choices, her history, and whether she was taking responsibility for the case. But I'm curious to know how you see it, so take a moment and let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, why don't you check out one of the two that are on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching.